Hey guys, Matt here. I'm going to do another Jeep related video. This package was sent to me from Suparee. They wanted me to test out some more of their lights, so I said, sure, why not? Let's give them a shot. It's a little cold down here in South Carolina. It's 20 degrees, a nice brisk 20 degrees out today. We're actually supposed to get some snow tomorrow. Pretty excited about that. I'm going to test the Jeep out in the snow if we actually get it. Already popped the seal on the outer box of this package, so let's see what we got here. All right, so we have the LED rock lights. Let's check these out. See what's in here. All right, so looks like we got some instructions. Color instructions, very nice. Actually look like they're pretty detailed instructions, so we'll review those before we get started. What do we have here? Some stickers maybe? Yep, some backing stickers for placement probably. Still got to figure out exactly where I'm going to put them. Looks like we get a remote control, so you can mess with the lights and things without, you can do that from the comfort of your cab of your Jeep. All right, here's all the, looks like we got all the wiring. These are probably individual wires for each light, I'm going to guess. Got the wiring harness and all of the lights. Yeah, it looks like we have 8 lights. These are actually pretty hefty in weight. A couple of pounds each probably. Yeah, and then these will probably go on here. We'll read the instructions and make sure we're doing this right, but looks like we got our fuse tap. I'll probably attach this to my aux switches, but we'll see once we get into this. Got some wire ties for organization, and we got some bolts here. It looks like these lights can be, they have screw holes in them, so it looks like you can bolt them underneath, or you can stick them with these stickers. So we'll figure out how we're going to do this, and we'll be back. I'll probably pull the Jeep into the garage because it is pretty cold outside. I have a little space heater running behind the camera, so we'll see if that helps us in here. But yeah, be back in a minute with the Jeep, and we'll start messing with this. All right, so I was taking a closer look at this this setup here. We got these 8 of these lights, and they each have some good wire length on them. There's a couple of extensions here as well. And what I was thinking is I was probably going to place them in such a way. Now I do have plans here to replace my fenders, inner fender wheels, all that stuff. So this will be probably redone at some point. But for now, just for testing, I think what I want to do is stick these up on top of the fender wells, or maybe on the inside here somewhere where they're not too obnoxious when they're lit. I believe these are going to be pretty bright because they actually have 10 little LEDs on them. But what I'm going to have to do, since these are plastic, I don't really want to drill any holes into this, so I think I'm going to try to run these wires up through under here. There's like a gap behind the inner fender well. That way I don't have to drill any holes at the top, because this whole top piece is one piece. I could possibly tuck the wire in underneath this lip here, but I think maybe the best route is to keep it low, because the other lights that I'm going to do, I figured when I was counting these, it's going to be a total of, there's a total of 8. So I'm thinking 1 for each wheel well, and then probably 1 or 2 on each side. And depending on whether or not I do 1 or 2 on the sides, I may put 1 in the front and 1 in the back. So that'll be a total of 8. So we'll see what we got here. I'll come back with an update once I got some of this stuff figured out and wired in. Okay, I didn't record all of this, but basically what I've done is I've ended up putting a light in each wheel well and 2 on each side to illuminate the sides real nice. So basically I have the light tucked in back there. Now I am planning on changing these inner fender wells eventually, so I didn't want to drill into anything and do any of that kind of stuff, because I'm only going to change this stuff out in a few months anyway with something metal, which has usually slots in it, and I'll probably fish the wires behind there. So just make sure when you do put these in that you put the wires away from anywhere the tires may rub. I have mine tucked up real nice and way up inside there, which I know I don't rub there at all with these tires. And these are 35-inch tires on this Rubicon with no lift. I will be also lifting it, but at least where they are right now, they shouldn't rub. And I'll clean up these wires. You can see some of them are a little bit hanging, but I plan on putting them behind all the fender wells. And then the two that are underneath, I have them on the frame itself. You can see one right there behind the passenger, or the rear door, and there's another one up over here in front of the front door, and it's the same on the other side. So as far as the wiring goes, they give you plenty of wiring. So what I've done is there's a box that controls everything, which is right over there, and then there's a splitter of wiring here with has the different eight different wirings on it. So what I've done is basically made sure that that was in the middle of the vehicle. And so four go this way, four go this way, and I have them running down behind this fender and down behind that fender, just keeping everything away from anything hot. Now I'll clean all this up. Sorry about the lighting. The lighting's not greatest here. But I'll clean up all the wirings and make sure that it's way up and along the top here is where I'll run everything, so it's not sitting on anything that's hot. As far as the connecting it, they do give you an inline fuse, which I left on here. Again, plenty of wiring. I'll have to tie all this up, make it look nice. But I ended up using my aux switches. So this purple one is aux 4, which is a 15 amp circuit, and I just hooked up some butt connectors here so I can swap out lights and things as I want to try different things out. I can just put on another piece and just plug it in, so I don't have to redo these connections every time. These two over here are the 40 amp circuits, aux switch 1 and 2. So right now I'm just using 3 and 4. 3 I currently have hooked up to the Suparee work lights, which are right here, and those are very nice. Still using those. I love those. They're really nice in the fog, and they're really nice in any kind of low light situations on the trail. So everything's hooked up here real nice. I also got the ground on a terminal connector there, just screwed right in. That's a 10 millimeter nut there, hooking that on. So let's go ahead and try everything out. Okay, to test everything out, we just need to put the car into run. And I have it hooked up to aux switch 4. There it is right there. I did set it in the menu to remember. You can easily do that by going into the vehicle settings. Settings. I'm going to go down to aux switches. And I have it on aux 4. And I just have it set to the ignition. You can have it on battery too if you want, just so that they're running all the time. And I have it set to recall last state, so if I left it on, it'll stay on. That's just the way I wanted that for this application. That way, if I'm turning the Jeep on and coming and going from it, the lights will stay on. So we have them on now. Look at that. Got the nice red glow going there under the wheels. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the lights in here. Alright, turned off all the lights in the garage. It is a tight space. It's not quite all the way dark outside just yet, but I at least wanted to see placement of these lights. And I think this works good. You can see right around the tire. You can see right in front of where the doors are. And then the same in the front. I may reposition these a little bit so that they shine a little more on the outside of these wheels, but yeah, these work out pretty good. Just to show everybody what these look like. They definitely illuminate a good amount of light, and that's just red just to match the Jeep. But it does come with this cool remote control. And you can go through and set them to whatever color you want. There's yellow, there's green, see we got white, and you can also mess with the brightness. You can have some kind of a gradient going here where it kind of cycles through the lights. But yeah, you can do all kinds of stuff with this, whatever you want to do. Any light, the RGB light in the rainbow, they all work. Alright, now I didn't use everything in the package. I will be using these. I just wanted to get a good placement of those lights. I think I will adjust the ones in the wheel wells out so that they're pointing out on the outside of the tire a little bit more than you saw. but just wanted to make sure everything was working. So once I know exactly where I want them, I'm going to use this stuff. This is a really nice double-sided tape that they come with. They line up perfectly with the lights, and they're cut exactly the shape of them, so you'll get good contact. Wire ties, of course, I'll go ahead and make sure all the wiring is put together real nice and out of the way. You know, make sure your lights or your wiring is out of the way of anywhere that the wheels are going to travel or touch, so that way you won't have any rubbing on the wires and have any issues and possibly any shorts. I didn't wind up using these because I didn't want to drill any holes into the Jeep, but once I figure out what I'm going to do with the inner fender wells, pick out a set that I want, I'll do something a little more permanent to have these lights put in here. But there you go. This is the Suparee LED rock lights, and installation not long at all. I mean, it took me longer probably to put all the wires through all the different holes of the frame and whatnot. So total installation time probably a good couple hours if you want to really be meticulous and get everything exactly where you want it. So definitely recommend these. Check them out if you're interested, and I'll leave a link in the description. Thanks. Here's one more look at it in a pitch dark garage. You can see how well it illuminates around the ground. I positioned these lights a little bit differently. I moved them out a little bit more, so the lights now are casting on the outside of the Jeep a little bit better. So it definitely takes a little bit of figuring out where exactly you want to place the lights and what kind of light pattern you want on the ground. But this does look pretty cool, just like this. And I'll probably rock with the red glow to match the red Jeep. Very cool. Thank you, Suparee, for the opportunity to test out these lights. Hope you all enjoy.